Hi friends, welcome back to another video. Today I am starting a weekend reading vlog. May not be the most successful of reading vlogs because I do have some plans this weekend. I'm out all day tomorrow with my boyfriend, and Sunday night I am also out with my friend, which I do plan to take you along with me for. I basically decided that I'm going to start trying to do weekend reading vlogs every week. That way we can see both the successes and the failures of my weekend reading. So hopefully this will be the first of weekly weekend reading vlogs. But anyway, this week I have two books in mind that I'd like to get through throughout the weekend, or at least start, and those are The Prince and the Dressmaker by Jen Wang, which is actually a graphic novel, so I do think I will read this one first, purely because I have been feeling a little bit slumpy over the last few days and I don't want that to take hold. So I'm thinking if I race through a graphic novel, that'll set me back on track and I will be back in a reading mood to get through other books. So I will read this one first. It should be nice and quick to get through because, I mean, this is what the pages are like. So hopefully I can just race through that maybe tonight or tomorrow morning at the latest, and then move on to the next book. And the next book that I have is The Flat Share by Beth O'Leary, which I've spoken about in a couple of videos, obviously on my September TBR. And from what I heard, it'll be just a nice, fluffy rom-com contemporary, which is exactly what I'm needing again to get out of a slump. So both of these books are kind of get me out of a slump books, which I'm not in yet. I've not got into a reading slump, but I feel like it's creeping up on me. So I feel like these will catch it before it takes hold. So yeah, my plan is to read those two books and do some other things with my boyfriend and my friend and just take you along the way, and hopefully we'll have a great time together.
Yeah.
Hi friends, so I have been a very naughty booktuber today. This weekend, really, because it is now Saturday evening and I have not read very much at all. In fact, until 5:40 this evening I had read nothing at all, and then I actually took part in Maddie from Book Browsing Blog's reading sprint. So she is hosting a 24-hour readathon for Becca's Book Upathon, and she very kindly invited me to be one of the people who came live with her on YouTube and did a reading sprint for half an hour. So it's nice to have a little chat with her and finally start reading. So during that I started The Prince and the Dressmaker. I don't know if I mentioned before, I will have mentioned in previous videos obviously what this is about, but it's basically about a prince who is obviously expected to carry on the family line in the most conventional ways as a male heir. However, he likes to dress in female clothing and go out on the town as Lady Crystalia, and he hires Francis to create these amazing dresses for him to wear for those outings. Then the conflict comes when Francis has to decide between keeping the prince's secret and continuing to make the pieces only for him, or outing him and finding fame for herself and her own designs. So during that little reading sprint I did actually read 95 pages, which sounds like a lot but obviously isn't when it's a graphic novel like this, but I am maybe like a third of the way through, so it's a good start to my weekend reading since I had done nothing before that. Okay, so I've just finished The Prince and the Dressmaker and oh my god, I think this is going to be another 5-star. Like, I feel like I'm getting so lucky at the minute with so many 5-star reads, but this was just incredible. Like, it was such an important, hard-hitting story told in such a beautiful format, both in its writing and illustration. Like, some of the moments in this about reduced me to tears. Like, one moment in particular, and if you've read it, you will know exactly what moment I'm talking about because it was just everything. I absolutely adored this book. It's definitely going to be one of my favourite graphic novels of all time. For sure, it is up there. And I will 100% be rereading this as well because it was such a quick read. Like, it must have taken me less than an hour altogether to read it. And it was just such an enjoyable time. It was so wholesome and beautiful, and I just loved it. I really did. And also, can we just talk about how beautiful Lady Crystalia is? Like, wow. Wow. So that is my first book of the weekend finish, which is good because it is only, it's 8:30 on Saturday, so I know it was a graphic novel, but technically I'm one book down for the weekend, so I could still read another one at least. So I'm going to move on to the flat share now. I think I might run myself a little bath, have some bubbles, have a nice cozy time and start the flat share and hopefully get quite a lot of that read because I'm hoping to stay awake until I have to pick my boyfriend up. He, like I said, is out having some drinks with his friends and he probably won't pick it up around midnight-ish. So I think I'm just going to try and read until then. I just feel like I've not read enough recently and I really want to get a good chunk done and really get back into things again. So yeah, bath, read, have a lovely time. Okay, so it's a little bit later now, but I have read just over 100 pages of the flat share and I am really enjoying it so far. It's really intriguing, it's really interesting. If I didn't mention it before, it is about Tiffy and Leon, who are two people who share a flat and share the one bed in that flat, but they have never met. So basically, Tiffy works a 9 till 5 job, so she's out of the house between like 8 and 6, and Leon works night shift as a nurse and then stays at his girlfriend's house at the weekend. So they never cross paths. They share this flat, but they've never seen each other, which in itself is a really intriguing concept, and I was really interested to see how that played out. But I really love the writing style in this. I love how you basically get one chapter from Tiffy and then a chapter from Leon, and Tiffy's writing is a lot more descriptive and really shows her sort of like eccentric, more literary character. And then you get Leon's chapters where he basically writes, he doesn't write in real sentences, so I'll try and find an example. So like, this is the first couple of lines of his first chapter. Phone rings as Dr. Patel is prescribing meds for Holly, little girl with leukemia. Bad timing. Very bad timing. Dr. Patel not happy at interruption and makes her feelings clear. Seems to have forgotten that I too, as night nurse, should have gone home at 8 AM. And like, it continues in that way. So it's almost like bullet points. It's like written in paragraphs, but it's not full sentences. But I just find that really interesting, and it's like a really interesting way of seeing the two different characters having like the more descriptive flowery language versus like not even real sentences. And it also, this isn't really a spoiler because you get to it within like the first few chapters, but I love the interactions between Tiffy and Leon, because like I said, they've never met, but they leave little post-it notes for each other around their flat, and that's how they're sort of like getting to know each other. And I just think that's really cute and like I love it. But yeah, it's starting to get really interesting now. There's more sort of like plot points coming into play, I am intrigued to see how they turn out. I've only read the first 100 chapters, like I said, and there are, I think, about 400 chapters, so I'm about a quarter of the way through. But yeah, really enjoying it so far. Probably won't get much more read tonight because it is getting late now and I will have to go for Brandon soon. And then once I've picked him up, we'll probably just come home and go to bed. But yeah, it has been a successful reading evening for me, not weekend, so far. Hi friends, so it's now Monday. I'm just dropping in to conclude this weekend reading vlog in which I did not do anywhere near enough reading. I did read a little bit more of The Flat Share, so I'm now on page 165. I am really enjoying it. It's starting to get very juicy now. I don't know where it's going, but I am very intrigued to find out. I really love the two main characters. As I said before, they're both very different, but I really like that and I really want to see how they come together and if they clash or whatever. So yesterday I didn't do any reading at all. I looked after my very hungover boyfriend throughout the day and then I went for dinner and a cinema trip with my best friend. So yeah, I didn't get around to doing any reading. It has been a little bit of a failure, but like I said, I'm going to start doing weekend reading vlogs every weekend and that way you can see both the successes and the failures. This week was a failure, but next week I might read a book every single day. Who knows? There will be very good weekends, but I want them to be very realistic, and this might be a very short vlog, next week's might be very long, who knows? We will see how things go. But altogether I did end up reading 440 pages, although that's kind of cheating because 277 of those were a graphic novel, but it still counts. So 440 pages, which doesn't sound too bad. Obviously it would be better if they were like real fiction prose books, but all that matters is that I did do some reading. I really enjoyed what I did read and I also really enjoyed my weekend spending time with my loved ones. So that will conclude the end of this reading vlog. As always, if you did enjoy this video then do please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe for more content, comment down below with any of your thoughts and feelings, and I will see you in the next one.